GM fan, we are live with Value Vibes podcast where we talk about NFTs, the value, the drama, and the vibes with your boys Zircon, Solinvestor, and myself, Phil X Contreras. We are back this weekend to talk about Claynosaurz Mint, mad lads with their cool creator content. Shout out to Jake. We're definitely gonna look into that. Some stuff with Metaplex, some stuff with Pudgy Penguins, and a lot more to cover up. What's up, Soul Investor? How you doing, man? How's everything?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just watching the pockets. I was actually looking at my wallet, and I haven't. Okay, I've done a few trades, but I haven't made a proper trade for about 23 days. So yeah,
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah. The market has been kind of definitely on the lowdown. So we'll talk about that in a sec. Zircon, what's up? What's going on? How you doing?
Everything's good, Phil. Just doing fine. I'm really looking forward to what's gonna happen right now. We've been like dry, a couple of mints here and there, but nothing really fancy or doing well. So I want to see what's coming next. We have the meme coin season. I think we can call it that it's over. We have a few things going around with BSL, Meegos, and their Meeboard. We have the Claynosaurz that you mentioned. That I think that's gonna be one of the most interesting things that are really upcoming. We have some drama around Metaplex. I don't know if you saw the thing, and we cannot forget to talk about Banta and the Asset Dash Mint. That's gonna be
Oh,
a hot topic for
Oh
today, I
yeah.
think. But yeah, we have plenty of things to talk today. Even though the market is not in the greatest conditions, Solana is under 20, but we have things to talk about, and I think that's the good thing that affect us at least, that we can still make content even though the market isn't in the greatest condition.
yeah, for sure. My weekend has been great as well. Thanks for asking. I've been
Oh,
doing quite. I've been doing quite well, and just today I feel like I got some food poisoning going on. It's but I think I'll survive. I think I'll live. Hopefully, Soul Investor lives on too, and he does better himself. So
yeah.
overall, let's talk about Migos. What is going on with Migos? I'm gonna bring this up right now. I think Zircon, you're kind of familiar with this one.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'm not like kind of familiar. I make some research. I dig them in because I've seen some guys on Twitter mention them as one of the potential upcoming mints. So I was like, oh, what this is about? This is basically a new collection that is gonna be dropped by Blocksmith Labs. It's called Migos. And right now they dropped the Meeboard, where basically projects are gonna be able to kind of like grind for whitelists. If you remember, I think Utes made something similar with the Dust thing, where you can buy tickets and vote your favorite community on their Me board. And I don't know if it's gonna be the one with the highest votes or the top voted communities are gonna get some white spots for Migos. This is definitely gonna be, I think, profitable if they launch eventually, because right now we have like the worst market to drop an NFT collection. But if they ever drop like in 2023, they're probably gonna be profitable. So I'll check at the collections that are gonna be like on the top board. If you are not in them, maybe you can give them a shot. I saw Cami already made their votes on there. So if you wanna participate there, you can. There's a few collections already participating, and it's gonna be interesting. It's an interesting dynamic that they are bringing to just hope and see some of the communities that are still grinding here on Solana.
Interesting. Soul Investor, what do you think of this project here?
Oh, I like it. I like it. I
Yeah.
like the PSL team. I heard some speculation that, look, they've built a lot of stuff, and let's be honest, no one has really used their stuff in a few months. No one's been using Mercury much. Uh, the Launchpad only launched two projects. The Atlas is doing really well,
Yeah.
but the whole token thing is really not the meta for whitelists. That all being said, I think they're releasing this to raise some funds so they can do more stuff, which I really like, because even though there are some aspects of PSL that I don't agree with. One thing I think we can all agree on is that they have been building for the space. They're going to continue building for the space. The devs are absolutely cracked. So, hey, I hope they do extremely well. And man, I hope I get whitelist. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's like the best timing to actually get a whitelist for this project, because I mean, we've seen the markets. No one is looking at whitelist right now. I think we can all agree that the whitelist meta is kind of, I want to go back to that meta because I hate presales. I really hate them. I think it kills all the hype of the mint day. It's killed by selling off 80% of the actual mint supply on presales and leaving like 20% for like, I don't know, 100 guys. So I really hate the presale meta. I want to go back to the whitelist meta where we're waiting for the mint. And the other thing I miss a lot is actually the instant reveal. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I don't really like this unreveal thing that you have to. I like every single project is doing now the Oogie thing of adding some extra stuff to the reveal, and I have to do extra steps. I just want my NFT. I just want to mint and get my NFT. Let me look at my NFT and see if I actually get something good or not, and not have to wait like a week or two to reveal it.
Actually, okay, first of all, Phil just left us and he opened his iTunes and just like left it there. But okay, so talk about the pre-sale thing. Dude, I actually disagree. I like pre-sale to a certain extent. Like, give away 25% of the supply in pre-sale. I think that's completely fine. It gives projects the funds to build before the mint. I think that's pretty cool. When it comes to the whole reveal thing, it was actually OK Bears who started it. They were the first ones, not the first ones to do the post reveal, but they were the first ones to wait a week before revealing. And I get if you're excited about a mint and stuff like that, why you may not like it. But personally, I don't know. I'm a trader. When you have the post reveal thing, it makes it so easy to trade.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah. It's I get it. It's 10 times easier. And the other thing is that you don't have to be like I mean, most of the time we the unlucky ones, because I think on the instant reveal I got like once a good NFT. I always get like commons or uncommons, so I never get good trades. So
Same.
I'm always the one panic selling just to not get dumped on my face. So I get your point, and I agree with the presale thing. I mean, I don't think that presale has to be over. I don't like that they sell the 80% of the supply or 50+% of the supply on presales. Let's say 25, 30, maybe 40 if the NFT collection is big enough, but they are selling 80% on maybe 6 to 10K collections. I think that's a lot for presales. I mean, you're just looking for clients before even the mint just to secure that you're gonna sell out.
I agree, and it sucks a lot of liquidity out of the space. But
yeah,
what do you think is going to be the next meta? Where's your head at?
That's gonna be interesting, because right now it's really hard to see and think about a new meta on Solana. I was just checking before beginning, because I didn't want to roast Banta too hard on the mint today, but I wanted to check the actual volume on Solana, and we have 60K on daily volume to yesterday. So I don't know. It's really hard to think of a new meta right now. We have the meme coin season. We already have the airdrop season. We already have. I want to go back to the Degen season, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think we have enough liquidity for people just to drop money on Degen NFTs. So I don't know. I want to see if there's any new project that is gonna change the meta, like Madlabs did on their day, or like we saw with Oogie. There was a couple of projects that did actually change a little bit the things as they were, but I don't know. I want to see what you think about the new meta.
So here's my theory. We did the brand meta when it came to Lilies, Oogie, Mad Labs, Claynosaurz. So that's already happened. We had the airdrop meta. We had the shitcoin meta. And right now it's a Bitcoin ordinance meta, which I
Yeah.
actually think it's going to start slowing down really quickly. So now that I'm looking for that, like we called the bottom on Solana daily volume when it was at 40K. I suspect it's going to continue slowly trending upwards. We're currently at 60K. I actually think the next meta is going to be the gambling meta because
Yeah.
that's a meta we haven't seen in a while.
And it's
So I see the rotation going there.
and I wouldn't be surprised if actually Neko start the trend over there. I wouldn't be surprised if they begin to just start the trend. I don't know if they're gonna drop soon. I'm assuming they are not because of the lack of information that we're seeing on Twitter. I haven't seen them like crazy on Twitter yet, so I don't think they're gonna drop soon.
Oh,
But
I
they will
have
be
that
my
info
guess.
actually. They actually announced it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I actually had it here somewhere. They've been building that project for a while, but
Yeah.
the things with DJ CoinFlip is that they don't make that much noise, but they're super consistent with things like their volume.
Yeah.
So it's probably June 10th. They released a tweet saying you've preserved purgatory and the time has come. Step into Bong Grove, June 10th. Are you prepared? So I assume that's the mint. I think the supply is going to be 5K. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're going to release
Yeah.
5K with the supply?
Yeah, I think the most accurate thing to do would be like a 5K mint, like they did with Dijon Fat Cats, like a couple of the supply for a mint for whitelist and stuff, and the other part of the supply just as airdrop for holders. But I don't know how they're gonna make it work. That's a cool thing. And actually, I was when they first dropped Dijon Fat Cats, I wasn't really bullish on them just because of the mint price and the supply. I was yeah, it seems I thought it was really excessive, and they sold out. So after that mint, they can do whatever they want. I think for me, it's just if they decide to drop a 5K collection and 20 sold mint price, I think they're gonna sell out anyway. I don't know how they're gonna get the volume from somewhere else, but they're gonna sell out.
I agree. And look, it's one of those things that I can't even criticize. I think they have one of the most solid teams, and they've shown
Yeah.
an extremely high level of consistency. We have Phil back.
Right. Yeah. Yes, I'm back. So what were you guys talking about? The Pudgy Penguin toys?
No. We were actually just talking about DJ Fat Cats for some
Oh,
reason.
DJ Fat Cats. Zircon's mic is muted. Oh, it says it right there in the blue bubble. So the new meta. What were you saying, Solinvestor?
I think it's going to be the gambling meta. That's actually how we ended up talking about DJ Fat Cats. Basically, because we've already had every other meta except the gambling meta has been we haven't seen it for a few months. So I think that sort of passive income / gambling meta, I think that one's coming back. Also, I think
Really?
volume has bottomed. Yeah, I mean, we're barely seeing any volume in the casinos. We're barely seeing any traction in the passive income projects, and to me, they're clearly undervalued because there was a general formula for calculating what the floor price would be for these passive income projects, and that was you take the weekly passive income. So if it's, let's say, 0.01 a week, you multiply that by 100, meaning it'll take you 100 weeks for you to get your capital back, which is basically 2 years. So there's a 2-year ROI on it, and that gives you the floor price. And we're really not seeing that. We're seeing those projects sit at around a 50 to 60% of that. So if the passive income is 0.01, rather than sitting at 10 SOL, we're seeing them sit at around 5 SOL. That's just to give an example. So I do think those projects might just be undervalued, and we have seen volume bottom out. So that's where I'm placing my bets.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Zircon, do you have a meta you think's gonna happen?
No, I agree with Solinvestor. I was thinking actually that I want to see someone break the meta, like we've seen on the past with Oogie and the brand meta, and I don't know what else did I mention, but I want a new project to just break the meta and bring something innovative and new to the ecosystem. I think that's necessary in these times where we're all bored and nothing is happening. We need someone to just, yeah, throw everything from the table and bring something new to the ecosystem. I think that's what we need to just get encouraged to trade again.
It's funny you mentioned that because I think the thing that's gonna happen is gonna be this project here. I think this will be it. BoDoggos. BoDoggos. It's
They've been
coming.
stepping on the gas. They've been stepping on the gas.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that gas pedal. I've been seeing more of the tweets a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's definitely it feels like something's coming. I don't know when, but I definitely feel it. So I know what you're saying, Solinvestor. So I think you mentioned earlier too. You basically said that when this project comes out in mints, you're gonna change your PFP forever.
I've already promised like 2 projects that I'm going to. I promised 3 projects that So the 3 projects I'm looking at to be my PFP is obviously Kami, which we currently have, BoDoggos because of everything easy has helped me within the space when I first got into it, and Cosmic Ape Crusaders when they do their rebrand, mainly because
The
I'm
classic
such a big fan
Solinvestor
of John.
PFP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the classic
I'm
Solinvestor
gonna
PFP.
find that clip of you mentioning that you were gonna change your PFP to a Bodogo forever, and then I'm gonna clip it on Twitter and tag you.
Oh God. I will definitely change my PFP to a BoDoggo. Will it be there forever? I hope so. Most probably, maybe. Uh, it just depends. We'll see which one has the highest flow price. I think that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, and Zircon. I mean, just you can already see some branding here. Before
Yeah.
this wasn't like this. You got a little dog here. This looks like it's gonna be the brand picture. I mean, what do you think of it just by looking at it? What they improved
I like
on?
it. I like it. I like it. I think that it's straight to the point. It reminds me on the shade, on the shape. It reminds me a little bit of the Discord logo, which is really good because I mean you can see the Discord logo and know you're talking about Discord like a mile away. So I
Yeah.
think that's good for the branding because it's gonna be recognizable really easily. The contrast is really good. The white with with the light blue, and I really like it. I like it. I think they nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that type of brand stuff they're doing, especially Easy. I'm sure that's his baby right there. So
Yeah.
we'll find out more on where this is going, but definitely some traction. We'll find out for sure probably in the next month or so. I'm gonna guess June timeframe. We'll probably find some stuff out. So
Yeah.
all right, so we have something else as well coming out, and this one is basically I think did you guys already talk about Malads? What
Not
happened in
yet.
Malads?
We
All
haven't
right.
been talking about Plano yet.
So Investor, I don't think you watched this. I think Zircon, did you already watch Jakey's content
Yeah.
video? Yeah, so this is it right here, so Soul Investor. If you can hear the music, it's basically like heavy rock, just going on mad speed, no point intended. And he's driving and he's getting tatted up with the most craziest logo out there. And you got that cameraman behind him. It kind of feels like like Jackass. There, he just said it. Fuck it. FFOCK. So I thought it was sick. It's got 26,000 views, 469 likes. Mad Lads just came out. So many people coming out saying let's go. Cloud's another content creator. You got Brian, just like it was. I think this was genius. I think this was awesome. This is what Mad Lads is all about. Basically, this is basically like I would say this is almost like a brand, like ad in some way, without trying to. What do you think of it just by looking at it?
I mean, you don't really see big names in the space do the whole tattoo thing. I think a few big names did it with DGods, and that was the last time. You do have like the casual retail investors doing it. I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I like it.
Yeah, this guy's just, oh man, like I've seen his videos when I'm bored of him just like hurting himself, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, he puts like he does some crazy stuff on YouTube. This video, like he does an ice bath. But yeah, he knows how to definitely get attention. He's very smart. So I really like seeing what Jakey and Zircon. You're a content creator on the Spanish and on Instagram and all that. Just by looking at this, I mean, what do you think of what Jakey just did?
It's a
Can you
type of
scroll through
content
the
people.
comments while Zircon is
Yeah,
talking?
yeah. It's the kind of thing people want to see. I mean, I think he nailed it. Not a big fan of that tattoo stuff, and I get why people like it. I'm not really a biggest fan. It gives me a Stone Ape Crew vibes. I don't know if you remember the guy that actually tattooed his face with a Stone Ape Crew back in the day. So it gives me that sort of vibe. So that's why I don't like the tattoo thing. But yeah, it's more on the jackass end of content. He's crazy.
Yeah,
He's
he
insane,
is.
but that's the kind of things people want us to love to see. But people going mad. That's the whole concept we have behind Mad Lads. So I think he nailed it.
Yeah, hilarious guy, man. I mean, look at
Yeah,
Solinvestor
it's
already
crazy.
hooked. He's got Solinvestor hooked. But yeah, that's basically it on Jakey. Shout out to him on what he's doing in Solana. Awesome dude. So all right, we have also Claynosaurz coming out with a mint. They're basically throwing down this tweet now, and it looks like it's coming out May 30th on with this thing called the Solana Saga phone. Solinvestor, you've been talking about the Saga phone for a while, and we're finally seeing some stuff around it. I mean, are you excited about this phone and this whole like collab with Claynosaurz?
I actually have a rule when it comes to phones. I'm actually going to get a new phone later this year. I think all of you have seen my phone. Screen's broken. It's so old that they don't do security updates. I'm not the type of guy who likes changing my phones, but here's my thing with new phones. All right. First gen, I never buy them. I never buy the first gens of any phones. I feel like they're going to be issues with the first gen. I always go for the
Yeah.
second gen because they would iron that out. Same thing with laptops as well. I never buy the first gen. So that's my viewpoint on the Solana phone, even though I do think they're doing great things. Touching on the Claynosaurz, this is interesting to me because they're diluting the supply. It's something we've spoken about for months now. And I feel like it is affecting price. And I think it's going to affect the price action a little bit more. I'm actually going to consider, am I going to enter the Claynosaurz ecosystem and pick one up or Mad Labs? And I'm actually going to message NFT Doc and speak to him about that and see which one I'm entering. Haven't made up my mind yet, but price is going to suffer for this.
Yeah, with that, I mean, for me, it's this could be my chance to get another one with this. So I'm gonna wait till this whole thing drops and see how the price action is for me to finally get more involved in Claynosaurz. But Zircon, I mean, what do you say about this whole Saga thing?
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you guys. I think we're talking about the illusion, even though we never know with these projects and their communities what could happen because we already seen it with which one was it, Lily, that they actually after they revealed they pumped. For me, it's not gonna happen, but you never know if they actually pumped because of this. You know how these kind of projects like to just not let us enter, so it's always a possibility that actually Claynosaurz pump after the drop of the new NFTs.
Dude, all I gotta say is that like Claynosaurz has like this beautiful IP out there. Just like if you really can see like the okay, all right, for example, Amazon. Like I bought this Pudgy Penguin, and just like the IP, like the many ways Claynos can just like do with what they have right here is what like I'm completely looking at and just waiting to see how like on Amazon, on toy stores, and all that crazy and media and everything there. So I don't know where I was getting out with the point with that. I think it was the Pudgy Penguins Pudgy Penguins came out last week, and they sold about 500K of this stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, Claynosaurz is the
me. I think Claynosaurz is cuter than Pudgy Penguins.
it's cuter. Oh, dude, that
Yeah,
I like that point. It's cuter. I think.
agree.
I think if I were to put Pudgy Penguin, or I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna put Pudgy Penguins and Claynos right in front of my 4-year-old son, and I'm gonna video camera this and see what he picks, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter.
Chasing the likes. I like it. Chasing the engagement.
Chasing the leg. Look at Solinvestor.
The thing on
Youthful
Claynos,
son.
at least from my point of view, is I don't know. I see Pudgy Penguins that it's more like kids related, and I see Claynos more like all ages related. I don't know if you guys feel me on this one. I think like
great point.
Claynos can be appealing to anyone, and Pudgy Penguins, I feel them like they are too childy for me. I wouldn't buy a Pudgy Penguin, even though I really think their company is gonna be huge. They're already massive, but I wouldn't buy a Pudgy Penguin because of the appealing they have on me. But I would buy a Clayno actually.
I would buy a
Yeah.
Pudgy Penguin for my girlfriend. I would buy a Clayno for my kid.
I would buy a Pudgy Penguin for myself, and then I'll buy a Clayno for myself and a Clayno for my son. But I wouldn't buy a Pudgy for my son because he'll be obsessed with the Clayno. Ah, there you
Makes
go.
sense.
Yeah,
Metaplex.
yeah. That's it. So we have Metaplex coming out as well. They went through some controversy. Zircon, you kind of digged into this before we went live. I'm gonna bring this
Yeah.
up right here, and you could pretty much just explain how and why this is going on.
Well, there's a lot of drama. First, I want to say a few things. The drama here, it's going around the fees. Basically, every time we mint or change an NFT, we are paying fees and the transaction fees. We pay transaction fees and fees to Metaplex, that basically is the company that is behind the NFTs on Solana, on the Solana Foundation. So every single time something happened and it's related to an NFT, fees are gonna be paid, or I don't know if they're paid right now. I think they're not being paid right now, but they're gonna be paid to Metaplex. The thing here is there's a lot of drama around the change that can be done on a collection, because you have to pay a fee per NFT. It's not per collection. So every single time you change, for example, a 10K collection, you have to pay 10,000 fees of the price that it's on the fees. I think it's 0.002 for changes on the metadata. But the thing is that we have drama there and on the mint. Every single time we mint an NFT, we're going to be paying fees to Metaplex. There's a few things I don't like that are being debated right now. Like, for example, what will happen if Solana reaches 1,000 USD? I mean, we cannot talk about it. It's not serious to talk about this one when Solana is at $20 right now, to say what would happen if Solana, what would happen if I was a millionaire? We don't know that. We don't know if that would ever happen. We are really bullish on that happening on the future, but right now talking about that, it's nonsense for me. I mean, I prefer to grow a debate behind the why and how it's going to be damaging big collections and the changes, such as what Solp or Tom mentioned it. Tire pilots are supposed to be swappable NFT, so you can change your NFT and the way it looks. And every single time you swap or change something on the NFT, you are paying fees. So that's a big thing there. And that's the thing most people are arguing on Metaplex, that you have to pay fees every single time you change your NFTs, and that this is going to hurt dynamic NFTs and every single collection that actually brings something of innovation to the metadata, like changing the art, for example.
Interesting stuff. Solinvestor. Just by listening to that, I mean, what do you say?
Oh man, there's so many different aspects to this. So look, I agree. Metaplex should be charging on certain things. Um, I believe there is a fee. Sorry if you just if you just
Scroll up.
scroll up to the
There you go.
chart. Yeah. So
There you
like
go.
to create it, right? Basically, when you mint, you pay 0.01. So I'm all for that. I agree with that. I think Metaplex is a business. They need to make money. There's no shame in that, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to stuff like updating the token, I think this is, and even combining it, this is where I feel a certain way about it, because the whole point of Solana is to be fast, to be cheap. All right. And that's really what's attracted all of these different NFT projects that are trying to do different things. It's what's attracted a couple of gaming projects out there. We can get into a whole debate on how Solana, the Solana Foundation, isn't supporting the gaming sector, which is a conversation for another day, and it's quite a problem. But I see sectors like the gaming sector to be a potential $1 trillion or multi-billion dollar market, and this just hinders it. And that's my issue with this whole thing. That's sort of where I'm coming from. Look, charge on the creator, don't charge on the updating, and don't charge on the combining and stuff like that, because it hinders
Right.
innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that on this. Interesting overall on what's going on there. Now, we also have a couple things that I think we should hit up. It's basically what's going on in the market, in the Solana market, and NFTs, liquidity, all that good stuff. I mean, you can see right here just a lot of projects just like taking the dump. You have Claynosaurz kind of just going back down, just a little bit, but kind of steady at 50. You have Malats at 54, kind of settled there. You have Tile Pilots in their own sphere as well. They're at 6 right now. They're all kind of just like supported right now, but it's not like anything is like really like exploding, except like ABCs who just announced that they're going to be warping to Bitcoin. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's probably one of them. Experiments, so just a little jump up, but Solinvestor with the market right now, like, what do you say about it? Like, what's going on? What do you think?
I think things are bleak, and I think we're entering a phase where I think we've been in a phase for the past 1 week where I think people feel like the Solana NFT space just wouldn't pump. I disagree with that. I think it's just economic cycles. All right, we're in an empty bear market right now. We're gonna come out of it. In terms of what I'm actually buying, still holding my Alpha Pharaohs. They have their 1 year anniversary after 3 weeks, so I assume that's where we see that really strong pump. They already pumped a little bit from just under
Yeah, they
6
did.
to around 8. Yeah, now
6.80.
they're trending to, yeah. I think they sort of hold this range between maybe 6 and 8 for the next 2 weeks or so. Then I see that pumping. We could see the whole casino meta coming up. I'm going to start researching projects over there. Also looking at maybe picking up one Claynosaurz or one Mad Labs, just for that exposure in that area. But we'll see where this heads. I do think volume is slowly coming back. Let's not forget we were at what 40K volume 2 weeks ago. Now we're at 60. It's just because Bitcoin ordinals is really stealing most of the. I wouldn't want to use the word stealing, but it is stealing that liquidity. So hopefully we see that rotation.
I mean,
Phil, I would say this. This is another thing that I'm also very cautious of. I think we could enter a recession in Q4. So anything I am buying, I'm always thinking I do want to hold this for more than maybe 46 weeks, just to be on the safe side. So
Interesting.
that's another thing I'm being cautious of.
All right. Well, I mean, you talked a little bit of NFTs on which one you like, and then a little bit of the macro aspect of the market. Zircon, what would you, if you had a choice on what to pick here, like like what you like the most, like I guess the top two, what would you
Yeah.
say like during this market?
I'm still waiting. I don't get how Matlabs are still holding so high. I get the community and everything, but it's I just don't get it yet. How they're still holding with this volume and everything, that people are not just look. You can check it out on the actual chart. They dropped to 50, and instead of still going down, people start pumping it again. So one of my picks would be Matlabs if they drop a little bit more. I think it's definitely a play. Claynosaurz could be a play. I would wait for the actual mint of the new collection. And I don't know. Other than that, I'm not really thinking on buying anything. I'm always have the tail pilots just in the side eye to see if I ever get to buy one. But I don't know. They're still every single time we check them, they are still dropping, and we haven't heard from Solinvestor saying it's the time to enter. So I don't know if it's the perfect time yet, but they're still holding around 7. So maybe if they drop,
I'm waiting for the recession. I'm waiting for the Q4 recession. And when NFTs and crypto gets that massive dump, I'm going to be switching my USDC to Solana, and I'll pick up some tails then. That's the plan. Oh, another thing, Cosmic Ape Crusaders. We were talking about picking those up sub 1.
yeah,
They're currently sitting at 1.5, so there's
Wow.
another 50%. I think we've called them maybe 4 times in the past. 3 times it did a 2x. This time it did a 50%. It hit 150. Now it's at 1.29. So
This is it was a 0.68 in April 22, and it's gone 1.29.
yeah. Call the bottom each time. So this is another one I'm looking to pick up around that 0.6 range again.
Nice. The one thing you mentioned about like the on the macro spectrum, like we do have that that debt ceiling issue in the United States with Congress. We're about to it's about to expire in June 1. That's basically the main topic right now. You have Kevin McCarthy, who is the big dog right now, who has the hammer, and they're negotiating right now between the Republicans and Democrats on this whole this whole phase. So a lot every so often when this happens, people fear for like the next right now it's June 1, so we got like 8 days. People are kind of fearing a lot of news craziness. So with that, I mean, it's gonna probably affect the market if there's no agreement within the 6 days. So this is just one thing that I just been watching on how this whole thing's playing out in Congress. So
Look, Phil, I studied economics. I'm actually going to go and do my master's in September. I think this is a nothing burger. I think they're going to raise the debt ceiling. If they don't, the catastrophic impact we will see.
It's gonna be catastrophe. But yeah, I agree with you. I think there's too much. There's an election coming out in November. The Democrats cannot put that at risk. Typically, it's about 83% chance that incumbent president wins with a good market. 83% chance. So they're gonna play with what the Republicans want during this whole debt issue. So it's gonna go through. Somehow, somewhere, I think you're right. It's gonna go through, and then we're gonna, again, the reason is because of the election. So but the media the media is gonna juice this up like they usually do. So we'll see how that fear happens, if there is fear from the media side.
That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah. So as far as NFTs, I mean the main one I'm looking at is Claynosaurz after that NFT expansion. See where that plays out, and Malads. Malads is my main bread and butter. June, July, they're gonna come out with some product. I don't know what it's gonna be, but something to do with crypto, obviously. But he mentioned some video clip about it. I hope I can find it and I can show it to you guys. But man, that's the one thing I'm just watching. This is my main one that I just really want is Malads. So that is basically what I'm looking at right now. But overall, I mean, any last things you guys have to say before we cut off? All right, good to go. Good to go.
Oh, I was muted. Yeah, no, just be careful. Things may seem bleak, but I think we see some volume and then maybe a recession later during the year. But that's just so far away. It's not worth thinking about. As for the debt ceiling, I think it gets raised. I'm curious to see if crypto would pump off that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely see for sure. Zircon, any famous last words?
I don't have famous last words. I have just normal last words. Just be careful. Don't buy things. Just we're not in that time of in that type of market where you just buy things and make money. It's not that easy. So be careful with that. Today we have a couple of mints. I don't know. I'm not seeing any of them actually succeeding. If you are thinking on buying them, we already mentioned Banta. Just look out on secondary if you really like it. I don't think it's worth minting. And yeah, that would be it. Wait a couple of days, see if you like Vanta. Wait a couple of days, it's probably gonna dump. They're trying to reach. They're trying to just get from the mint funds the same amount of volume on the whole Magic Eden marketplace. So I don't think that's gonna happen. And yeah, that would be it. Just be careful. Same as Solinvestor.
Good to go. Now, so we talked about pretty much everything going on Solana, even a little bit of Congress. I gotta throw Congress in there. And again, we go live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Make sure you join around this same time frame where we talk about NFTs. And we'll probably talk about ordinals a little bit, maybe a little bit more of the debt ceiling Thursday if it's still going. That's gonna be the main date. But overall, make sure you mint that like button, subscribe. And it just keeps us going with the content. We've been going ever since the bear market started, and we're still here. So much love and peace.